At Cardi B's peak, she had 50 million monthly listeners. But if you take a look at it right now, she's sitting only at 28 million. And if we're being honest, it's all her fault. Her debut album came out 7 years ago. It won a Grammy over Astroworld, which caused so much controversy, but she never followed up this Grammy-winning album. She starved her fan base for years, and the consequences have been seen. Her career is in limbo right now. You never see Cardi B being talked about for how good the music is. You only see her in the news when she arguing with somebody, when she beefing, or when she arguing with her ex-husband Offset. And I mean, she argued with that man a lot. Their relationship got a big part to play in the way that people look at Cardi B. So, Cardi B, New York native, her life started out regular until she was working at this grocery store, right? She got fired, and the moment she got fired would really change her life, even if she didn't know it at the time. Because she would go from working at this grocery store to stripping at a club down the street. And she said herself that her dancing helped her escape poverty in DV, because at that time, her life was rough. And the money from dancing was the only thing that helped her get out of that situation she was in. But that don't mean that dancing was just, oh, I'm making money. She will come out years later, basically incriminating herself. She said that during the time she was dancing, she was on BS. Now, I can't exactly say what she did because we're on YouTube, but I can say she would Bill Cosby dudes, knock them out, rob them for everything they had.
I took myself out of the strip club. I did. I built my followers up, and I'm building my music career. Nobody helping me. So motherfucker that I don't deserve to be an artist because was handed to me and I haven't put in no work. You're bugging, because I'm 24 years old and I look washed up because I spent hours in the studio. Hours. I paid over $50,000 in studio time because I did it myself. I must have forgot that I did to survive. Like, I had to go strip. I had to go, oh yeah, you want me? Yeah, let's go to this hotel. And I up and I robbed them. That's what I used to do.
When this clip came out, people all online, all over the internet was mad at her. And I mean, she deserved every bit of this controversy because that's insane for somebody to say and to do. Imagine if the roles were reversed. A man came out and said exactly what she did. His career done for, he getting investigated, he going to jail, all of that. But the controversy happened and she would come out trying to explain herself. BBC wrote this. The rapper faced criticism after the 3-year-old Instagram live video started recirculating on social media. Whether or not there were poor choices at the time, I did what I had to do to survive. I never claimed to be perfect or come from a perfect world. BBC also wrote the original video was made as her career was starting to take off, and her response was to someone who said she didn't deserve the success because she ain't put work in. In response, she wrote on Instagram that she had been talking about things from my past, right or wrong, that she felt like she needed to do to make a living. She also said, I'm part of hip hop culture where you could talk about where you came from, talk about the wrong things you had to do to get where you are. I had very limited options. She said, there's rappers out here that glorify murder, violence, drugs, and robbing. She said she never glorified the things she did. She just brought it up. She would just come online, talk about it. She said what she had to say. That's basically the reasoning she gave for the whole thing. She also ended the statement by saying that the men that she did the things to were conscious, willing, and aware. But that don't make sense from what you said. How are they conscious, willing, and aware if you just said it was knocked out, you was stealing everything from her? Anyways, though, she was getting a lot of controversy, and surviving Cardi B was trending at that time. Back to when she was dancing though. She started dancing. She started to build this brand around herself. Vine was popping at the time and she would take full advantage of it. Vine, if you don't know, was basically what TikTok is. Everybody was going viral. All of these people was creating a platform off of Vine. But the difference is, well, it ain't even that different. If we being honest, they saying TikTok about to get deleted right now. That's the same thing what happened to Vine. Vine went bankrupt. Vine got deleted. So it's kind of history repeating itself right now. Point is, she was on Vine, she was getting attention, she caught the eyes of Love and Hip Hop. Now, Love and Hip Hop had a big part to play in the music space back in the early 2010s. Now, today, Niggas don't really need Love and Hip Hop no more. They can build a whole brand for themselves off of their phone. But back then, it wasn't as accessible as it is today. So people go on Love and Hip Hop to try and start them up a rap career or an R&B career. And that's exactly what Cardi B did. She went to Love and Hip Hop. She started sparking up her own career. And it's like 2015 at this point. She on this show making music on the side. And I mean, the show was doing it right, because she was getting brand deals. At this time, she got a brand deal with Romantic Depot. You probably guess what it is, adult toy shop, but she was on the right track. She was getting money. And around 2016, 2017, her life would start to change. She would start feeding the streets, dropping this music, becoming a name that people knew. She had her song, Bodak Yellow, come out. It's viral, huge song. It goes #1. But 2017 would also be the start of a real big beef. A beef that would last years. Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj. This would spark up in 2017, what started it all. Cardi B would come out on stage with Remy Ma at Summer Jam. And this was right off of Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma huge beef where they were dropping full-on diss tracks on each other. So around this time, people would get to speculating, oh, are they beefing? Are they beefing? But at this time, Nicki and Cardi was shooting it down. They was like, nah, we not beefing. We chilling. But all of that would be until September 2017, where another huge song would come out for Cardi B. But it wasn't just a Cardi B song. It was Cardi B, the Migos, Nicki Minaj. It was all on this one song. But Cardi B and Nicki Minaj would have disses toward each other on the same song. Really think about it. These two was dissing each other on the same song. And the fans was thinking, are y'all dissing each other? But they would keep coming out denying it. Nah, we not beefing. Cardi B told Complex this. It's so annoying. I feel like people wouldn't even be satisfied if me and Nicki were making out. I feel like people just want that drama because it's entertaining. You know, when Nicki and Remy was going at it with each other, everybody was entertained. People always want to talk about how in our community, in the urban community, how we need to get along with each other. But these are the same people who want to see minority women against each other. They don't do that shit in pop music. They don't do that. Cardi would later go on to say that Nicki verse was different. She kept saying that Nicki verse got changed. And I want you to keep this point in the back of your mind because it's going to be real important. Because at the same time, we would have Nicki saying that, oh yeah, my verse was put down before Cardi B even got put on the song. This was Complex wrote. Shortly after Migos released Motorsport, many people began speculating that Nicki had no idea Cardi would also be on the record. Nicki addressed the rumors Tuesday night on Twitter, explaining she originally recorded the song under the assumption it was just gonna be her and Quavo. However, she said Quavo contacted her later about Cardi B's potential verse. Nicki said she was all for it. Nicki went on to say that all of her records received her stamp of approval before they released on streaming services. She suggested that these blindside theories were a way to perpetrate false rumors that Cardi and Nicki had beef. But fast forward a few months, they going on this whole press run saying, nigga, we ain't beefing. But that would be until Cardi B would come out and release her debut album, the one that I was speaking on earlier, the one that won that Grammy. She comes out 2018, drops this album, #1. Fans is loving it. But just a week after this album would come out, Nicki would come out. She would drop 2 singles and would do an interview basically shitting on Cardi B with Zane Lowe. During her interview with Zane, Nicki finally addresses what was bubbling under the surface all these months. The only thing that Cardi did that really hurt my feelings was the first interview after Motorsport came out. It hurt me because she kept saying, I didn't hear the verse. She changed. Nicki said, I kind of felt ambushed. I fully supported her up until this recent interview. I had never seen her show me genuine love in the interview. I can't imagine how many girls wish they could have been on a song with Nicki, and I'm not saying it in a cocky way. It wasn't all that Nicki had to say. She would get on Twitter talking shit. She said, how can you say someone changed their verse and forgot to say Quavo told me to remove my singing part, which I love, and Atlantic told me to remove your name from my verse per your request. So how were those changes gonna happen if I didn't change my verse? And what's crazy is the original verse that Cardi was talking about got leaked. And guess what the bar was that Nicki said about Cardi in the leaked version? She said, if Cardi be the QB, I'm Nick Lombardi. And Cardi B felt like this was a diss because Lombardi was a football coach, and if she calling Cardi a quarterback, she basically saying, if y'all think that Cardi be the queen of rap right now, who do y'all think taught her? Who do y'all think coached her to be like this? And so for months of arguing online, throwing little petty shit out, they would eventually see each other in person. And on this night, it was both on bad time. At the Harper's Bazaar Icons party, Cardi and Nicki would get into it. It said that this night, Cardi B pushed up on Nicki. She walked up to her table, trying to address the beef, trying to talk her shit. But she wasn't able to. They saying Nicki's security did their job, did what they supposed to, and they elbowed her right in the face, leaving a big ass knot. I know y'all remember that picture. But that wasn't it. After she got elbowed, she would throw one of her shoes at Nicki. And I mean, this is viral everywhere. Two of the biggest females in rap at the time beefing and fighting. Everybody was paying attention. And that was the biggest moment of this beef. But that don't mean it was gonna stop anytime soon. As the years would go on, we would see them argue and throw shots even more. But back in 2023, they were running to each other again for the first time since the fighting incident. But nothing physical happened, just some words exchanged. And that was just until a week later when Nicki Minaj's husband would get online, going around New York claiming that, oh, I'm looking for Cardi B, I'm looking for Offset. He was trying to put hands on somebody.
Smack all them little things
Like,
out
yo,
your
let him in.
Oh,
Real shit.
flip a whole ass.
And knock a veneers out of mouth.
Stupid.
Ball mouth.
Niggas ain't playing, man.
And this would spark up a beef between Offset and Nicki Minaj's husband. Offset was DMing him, asking for the low, trying to fight. But even though nothing came from the situation, even though these two didn't fight, even though no lows got dropped, that don't mean the law wasn't watching. A judge seen what Nicki Minaj's husband was doing, and the judge ain't like it because he was already on probation. Rolling Stone wrote this. Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth, has been sentenced by a federal judge in Los Angeles to serve house arrest after violating the terms of his 3-year probation. According to the court order obtained by Rolling Stones, Petty was recorded on video making threatening remarks toward a specific individual while in the company of someone who has a criminal record. Legal affairs journalist Megan Cunningham, who first reported the news, claimed on Twitter that the individual was Offset, Cardi B's husband. And then to make it all worse, Nicki Minaj's husband is a SO. Now, I can't specifically say what that is because we're on YouTube, but just know he one of them niggas that can't go near schools. And that's his own situation with his own controversy. You can look that up and really try to understand that situation. But that's what he is. He one of them. Point is though, Cardi B and Nicki probably won't ever stop beefing. Remember what I said though, back in 2018 during this beef with Nicki, she dropped this album. It did come out, it did end up winning this Grammy over Asteroid that a lot of people felt like was robbed from Travis Scott because in my opinion, Astroworld is one of the best, one of the most defining albums of the 2010s. I don't care what you gotta say, that's a masterpiece. But this ain't the shit on Cardi B or nothing. She won the Grammy, she won the Grammy. Cardi B didn't like the backlash she was getting for winning this Grammy. She felt like it was unfair.
You know what? It's not my style for people to put other people down to uplift somebody else. That's not my style and that's not what I'm with and I don't support that. However, I've been taking a lot of shit today. I'm seeing a lot of today and I saw a lot of last night and I'm sick of this shit. I worked hard for my mother album. I remember last year when I didn't want for Bodak Yellow, everybody was like, Cardi got snubbed, Cardi would have got snubbed. Now this year's a problem. My album went 2-time platinum. And every chart that there was, my album was always top 10. #1 album as well. I my ass off, locked myself in the studio for 3 months, man. Didn't want to sleep in my own bed, sometimes for 4 days straight. Pregnant. Some songs couldn't even get on the album because my nose was so stuffy from my pregnancy. Couldn't sleep, couldn't do shit. While everybody was harassing me like, you're not gonna do it, we know you pregnant.
And for her fans, they were really excited that, oh, my favorite artist won this Grammy. She won this Grammy. What's coming next? But nothing ever came. No album. All of these fans that she built up were just sitting there wondering whether they was going to get another album or not. But it never came. And so these numbers will slowly start depleting. And for years, her career was in a place of limbo, not knowing where it was going to go next. Until 2020, she would come out and drop WAP. Her and Megan Thee Stallion dropped this big ass song. It's doing great. But at the same time it's doing great, we will have her and Offset and constant problems. Too many problems for me to just put in one video. So I'm gonna have to go through some of these and pick out what I think are the most important. Throughout all of the events that I done told in this video, her and Offset had been in a relationship. And they were always in the news for something. Them niggas always arguing or doing this. But over the past few years, it's done picked up too much. After all of these cheating allegations and rumors of Offset being a bad husband, 2020 will come she files for divorce. And there was a whole bunch of other shit. She wanted full custody of their kid, and she wanted this and she wanted that. But she would end up getting back with Offset not too long after filing for divorce. And this would just be a cycle of her getting with Offset, leaving Offset. Then a few months after filing for divorce, she would dismiss the divorce against Offset. At the same time that she was going through whatever she was going through with Offset, Cardi B wasn't playing with people. Cardi B had an insane lawsuit going in the background for the past few years against a YouTuber named Tasha K. So this YouTuber comes out and will start spreading rumors that, oh, Cardi B had a mean-ass STD. Cardi is suing celebrity gossip vlogger Tasha K. She claims that she was engaged in a campaign to destroy the rapper's reputation while knowingly spreading false statements that Cardi B worked as a prostitute, used coke, cheated on her husband Offset, had herpes, HPV, all of this. It said this started around the time that Cardi B was first pregnant. Tasha would get on YouTube saying that, oh yeah, Cardi B child is gonna come out with some intellectual disabilities. Rolling Stone wrote this. Tasha became obsessed with slandering and harassing Cardi B. In the 16 months preceding the filing of this lawsuit, Tasha put out at least 38 videos regarding the rapper. According to court documents obtained by XXL on Tuesday, Tasha K was found liable of defamation and intentional infliction of emotional harm. As a result, Tasha K has to pay Cardi B a total of $1,338,753, which includes $1 million for general damages and $250,000 for medical expenses. The remaining amount, $88,000. This YouTuber comes out, starts making these lies. Cardi B started this case. This case would drag on for years, and it would end with the woman paying so much money she would have to file for bankruptcy. $4 million is what Cardi B won in this defamation judgment against this lady. Cardi B sat and made an example out of her. But you know what's crazy? Just a couple months ago, 2025, there will be an update on her in this case. According to the bankruptcy plan obtained by Rolling Stone, Cardi B will receive monthly installments over the next 5 years, putting her in a priority position similar to that of the IRS. Other creditors are set to receive only annual payments in the first year, but Tasha is due to pay Cardi $176,000 by the 5th year. Tasha is due to pay the artist $318,000 over 12 months. The total tab for the full 5 years tops $1.1 million. The plan does not require Cardi B to refrain from speaking about Tasha. So Cardi could come online and talk all this shit about Tasha she won't, but Tasha still got to pay up that $1 million because she was online spreading bullshit. That's why if you hear me say something in my video that I don't know is a fact, that I haven't cross-checked and figured out, I'm gonna say alleged. Y'all niggas not about to get me. But even though Cardi did come off a win with that case, that don't mean life was necessarily all good. 2022, we would have Takeoff pass away, and this was something that affected the whole industry. Everyone in hip-hop was hurting, especially Takeoff and Quavo. But we would have Cardi B come online speaking of how hard it was for her to even help Offset during this situation.
Trying to make points. Stop trying to make what we could do next, what should have been done, trying to be funny to get clout. It has been a couple of weeks, and I feel like a lot of people are starting to feel a little bit comfortable with trying to be funny, trying to say slick shit. I know that y'all been seeing, my Insta stories, and y'all see Offset in and out and everything on my stories and everything. And, we're living our life normally, but deep down inside, our hearts have been so heavy. And I feel like if I talk about the internet's so desensitized, I feel like if we talk about how we really feel and like what really been going through, y'all will start saying, oh, sympathy. And we don't want no sympathy. We ain't no charity case. But no lie, I have been feeling so hopeless, trying to make my husband happy, trying to make him crack a smile, seeing him randomly cry, see him trying to distract his mind completely. Schedule been changing, trying to keep up with work after everything that he been going through these past couple of weeks. We not in the mood to be playing around with y'all, dead ass.
At this point, we in 2022, still no new album from Cardi B. She would drop these singles, they would do good, or she would do features. But features and singles can only carry a fan base for so long. But she still had this fan base that she built up. And one day, fans would be getting tired. They'd be like, yo, what? Like, give me some update on the album. And she did.
Because I'm just like a mom, and I do have anxiety. I've been having a lot of anxiety because I know right after I drop my album, I have to go on tour, and I have like bad separation anxiety from my kids. And you know, people would just be making it like seem like it's easy, like, oh, you could take your kids on tours with you and everything, but it wouldn't be fair. That wouldn't be fair for my daughter for me to do that for my daughter, because my daughter, she's in gymnastics class, she's in ballet, she about to take hip-hop dancing classes, and she likes to be around kids. And it's like, for me to take my daughter on tour, like, it's like I'm just gonna rob her away from things that she loves to do, just because I want her to be close to me and everything. But it's like a balance. And then, like, when it comes to music and everything, like, I just be feeling like I don't be liking anything. Like, I don't be liking anything. Like, I feel like I got so many songs and I just don't like nothing. I feel like nothing is good enough. And yeah. And I got so much fucking money saved up that I just be like, yeah, whatever. The other day when I did my little show that y'all was talking shit about, that I got paid an M for, when I was performing, every single time I perform, I don't know, like, something wakes up in me, and I remember why I do this, because I love this. Like, I love to perform. Performing is my passion.
So we had her not wanting to drop this album. Her reasons was valid, but there were more problems that would have come for her. Her and Offset would start beefing again, but this time it would be explosive. In December 2023, we would have Cardi B coming out saying that, you know, me and Offset, we really done this time.
Because you will talk to and a mother will play in your face over and over and over and over and over again, and she'll be like, watch what I'm about to do, watch what I'm about to say. And it's so sad that this really like to play games with me when I'm at my most vulnerable time, when I'm not the most confident. He like to play games with me because he knows I'm not an easy girl. He knows yesterday I could have been out, I could have been chilling, I could have been this and that. He knows I'm in my house. He knows that I'm chilling. He knows I'm not doing the most. And I've really been sparing you.
And throughout 2024, her career would be filled with her being mad at Offset and speaking on this album saying that it's coming soon. But you see, 2024 came and went. We didn't get no album, but something we did get, it was Cardi B filing for divorce against Offset for a second time. And this time, a lot more info would come out. At one point, Cardi B was accusing Offset and his mom of robbing her out of $10,000.
I ain't listen after you and your mama robbed me. Yeah, you and your mom robbed me cold. Wipe my nose.
By the way, do you guys know that my kids didn't receive no Christmas gifts from somebody in particular? Mother want to make it seem on social media like I was keeping my kids away from them. Like to make movies on social media, but purposely fly to New York to buy their kids gifts. And guess how many gifts did they buy my kids? 0.
But even past all the Offset and Cardi B, it's looking a little rough for her and her career right now. She's still saying she's scared to drop her second album in almost 10 years. Then on some Playboy Cardi shit, she would start stopping and ending this rollout. And then with all the Offset drama, hip hop space was looking at her real sideways, because just a few months ago, she said, y'all, my album delayed. It got to come out in 2025.
Next year, my album will be out. My secret businesses will be out. I can't tell y'all what I'm working out. Hopefully next year I get me a little boyfriend. Because I have so much things coming next year. And you know what? I've been feeling so emotional lately, because I know next year is going to be my year.
And last year, she was saying she was excited. But at this moment, it's still looking crazy for her. Over the past few months, her and Offset been nonstop going at it. She just got on Clubhouse the other night and accused Offset of a crime, revenge porn.
For the past couple of months, I've been very quiet, but I've been going through a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. First thing first, this guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life, begging me, saying he's gonna take away my life. All that was mad. He's mad about that. Mind you, this man send text messages to somebody that I was dealing with me and him having sex. That's the type of shit I've been dealing with for the past 2 months. Every time he knows that I go out of town, he harasses me. He leave me voice notes trying to put my self-esteem to the ground. And I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of him and his girlfriend playing games on my phone, leaving explicit voice notes on my voicemails on my phone. I told this girl, hey, why you I hit this girl up before. Like, yo, I better not find out you in my house. This girl gonna tell me, why you care that I'm in the house? You haven't been there for 3 years. Girl, how you gonna tell me why I'm mad that you in my house when that's my house that I bought? Are you okay? And then this nigga FaceTime me with his girl. Mind you, yo, you've been harassing me and harassing the men that I've been dealing with for months already.
She claiming that Offset was sending revenge corn to her new nigga. She claiming that the videos was her and Offset getting busy. But something telling me this is not gonna be the end of their situation. Over the rest of this year, I feel like there's gonna be more news coming out about Cardi being Offset, and if she delays this album, I wouldn't be surprised. It might be a Polo G situation. Remember Polo G came out 2021. He drops his album. It does amazing. He had a #1 single. I'm talking about his album sold 140K first week. Fast forward some years, the man keep delaying the album, getting all these legal problems, getting in all of these problems outside of the music. And you know what happens? He drops this album, following up an album that sold 140K, sells 24,000 copies first week. So I'm telling me, that might happen to Cardi B. If that album don't come out, she gonna be facing a lot of problems. I mean, she already done lost millions and millions of monthly listeners with no album. Imagine how bad things could get if she ends up not dropping anything. So much of her audience is gone, but this album is her last chance. But even though she has a career, you know who don't? The Island Boys. Over the past few years, these two brothers have been ruining their lives. We got one brother who keeps going to jail. He getting arrested every 2 months. He trying to ruin his brother's life, dragging him into his legal problems. It's looking rough for them too. And if you want to find out more, click the video on screen right now.